I started Taboola 8.5 years ago, so quite some time. The business came about in 2012. I'm happy to announce today that Comscore report came out and we reach between desktop and mobile over 1 billion people a month.
That's people, not views.
Yeah, so in terms of, we serve hundreds of billions of recommendations every month, north of 300 billion. And we actually reported that over 1 billion clicks a month also occurs. So if you think about what does it mean, it means that over 1 billion times a month, someone discovers something on Taboola for the first time they never knew existed. It's very successful. I think, if you think about the transition the web is going through is, you have search type of advertising and demand, and that's when people know exactly what they want. And then you have everything else, and I think everything else is becoming one long feed. And the biggest feed in the world is Facebook. And according to the new report that announced today, Taboola is the second largest feed. And that feed is when you read an article, what comes after and what comes after. And the opportunity that's really exciting is that you see emerging brands, amazing brands such as Blue Apron, Harry's, Dollar Shave Club, and many, many others that are able to write stories that people then discover and are being surprised when they finish reading an article. They click on that recommendation, they consume it, and over time they become long-term clients. So I think there's going to be a huge shift in the advertising space from everything that's not search to discovery type of advertising. I'm excited to be second to Facebook in terms of reach. And I think publishers, the transition we'll see as well is that I think publishers will switch completely from standardized size units to monetize their business to custom units that are in feed, that are invitation based and offer people to be engaged. We have two ecosystems essentially, right? On the one side we have publishers. We work with some of the biggest and most exciting media companies on the planet, from MSN, AOL, Bloomberg USA Today, The Independent, Yahoo Japan. We work in Korea, China, Brazil. Those media companies integrate Taboola to drive three metrics: to monetize their business, to drive engagement by personalizing their site, and to get more people at the door, so to drive audience growth. So that's one side of our business. The second side of our business is all storytellers that would like to be discovered. That means publishers, performance marketers, and brands that have stories that it's either a YouTube video or a blog post or anything that speaks about their product and company, but nobody's searching for it. So they come to us and they say, here's what we're willing to pay for a person that discovers our story. Here's the budget, and here's how many times we want that to happen on a monthly basis. We work with thousands of media companies, and every time someone discovers something on one of our publisher sites, we get paid and we share that with the publisher.
Tell us about the data surrounding all this. It must be massive and valuable, and so what do you do with the data?
Right,
how accessible is it?
That's probably the most interesting part, in my opinion, of this announcement today. And I think there's a lot of chatter in the industry about the strength of social companies and what that means to media companies. And when you look at companies like Facebook and Twitter and others, they have an enormous amount of data, which they use for their own good. And I believe it's really critical to rethink as publishers about how can we build relationship with consumers directly and have similar type of data. So from our perspective, now that we reach 1 billion people a month, our intent is to give all of that for free to publishers, so we can think together about the next generation of how should the web look like. How can we personalize the experience for consumers as they go through the web? And I think these are interesting times. I mean, the winter may be coming in the form of a big social wave. And I hope that we'll be able to at least build some sort of a moat to help bring some of that data back to publishers so they can think about how to better monetize, better engage consumers, and drive growth again. I think it's a long journey. I mean, we're building a new category called discovery. We have thousands of partners and clients, but Facebook and Google have 3 to 5 million clients and partners. So I think there's going to take time to build this industry to become mature. Our mission is to connect people with information they may love and never knew existed. We give people a choice. If you see a Taboola recommendation anywhere around the web, you can either click on it if you like it, or you can exit out and tell us why you hate it. And it can be because you've seen it before, it wasn't what you expected, it wasn't interesting. And all this data helps us to recalibrate the system and offer better recommendation to consumers. I truly envision a future that is completely personalized, that I wake up in the morning and instead of me trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be looking for, to be entertained, to be informed, to be educated, all of that is coming to find me. I just recently saw, as you know, Andy, I'm a big drone guy. So I recently went to one of our publisher sites, and the new DJI came as a recommendation to me by Taboola. And that could not be a better offering from a user perspective to me personally. So I hope that the experience I had discovering DJI is something that many, many people experience when they see Taboola, but that really should be how the future should look like. Where, in terms of wherever I go, and I open the TV, I open my screen on my mobile phone, I'm reading an article, whatever's there should be super personalized and tailored to me, because we have no more time. We only have 24 hours a day. We can't consume everything. We'll never have enough time to read all the books we want to read or watch all the movies we want to watch. So it's better to be curated and personalized.